everyone, my name is Tori, this is No Life, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have some forced proximity romance recommendations to share with you. So forced proximity can mean a lot of different things. It could be they're roommates, it could be they're forced together for reasons, they're stuck in certain places, whatever the case may be. Just that both characters cannot get away from each other, and I really like that. But before we dive into the romance recommendations I have to share with you, I'm going to thank the sponsor of today's video, and that is Melanie Harlow. Hideaway Heart just released on August 7th. It is the second book in her Cherry Tree Harbor series. I love the pink. I'm a pink girl. I absolutely adore this cover. I think it is so adorable. So this book follows our female character. She's actually a celebrity. She needs to just like get away, take a break, and she goes to this super small cabin in this super small town. So this romance is between our female character who is a celebrity and her bodyguard, and her bodyguard goes with her to this tiny cabin. He's a former Navy SEAL, which I find very, very interesting. So this is forced proximity. So it's an opposites attract, brother's best friend romance. Only one bed. There's like a little bit of a caretaking scene, and there's no third act breakup. So if you're looking for a book that does not have a third act breakup, definitely check out this one. It just came out August 7th from Melanie Harlow. So go give her some love, go grab it, and the link in my description box below. With all that being said, let's just go ahead and jump into the romance recommendations. So the first book that I want to talk about is Shut Out by Avery Keelan. So you guys know I loved Offsides, but Shut Out is just another book with a female character that loves the color pink, and that just had me swooning the whole time. I love that she embraced that she loved the color pink, because I adore the color pink. Like, all my walls in my library are pink, okay? And with this one, you see that our female character and our main male character had a one-night stand at a party, and now our female character is moving into the house where he lives because her brother is a teammate on the hockey team with him. So they're all living together. It's 3 hockey dudes and her. Our female character and our main male character have to share a bathroom. The other 2 roommates share another bathroom, so they're forced together. They're trying to keep it a secret from her brother because she doesn't want her brother to find out, because she knows that her brother's gonna beat his ass, but she recognizes him based on the tattoo. He has tons of tattoos, but he has like a specific one on his hand that she recognized, and he recognized her based on like her hair, because she has pink hair at the time. I thought it was so good. The romance was so sweet. She has ADHD, so like one of the cute swoon-worthy moments in here is that she always has to make coffee in the morning, but she has to make decaf because she has ADHD, and caffeine just makes it like 10 times worse. She makes decaf coffee, and like another roommate is like, oh, this is disgusting, I had to dump it out, I thought it was bad coffee. So he buys her a little cute pink coffee maker to sit in their kitchen so she can make her own decaf coffee, and it's always there for her, and I thought that was so freaking adorable. It was so sweet. He is such a swoon-worthy character, but I like that they're forced together in like this roommate situations, because they can't just like escape each other, you know what I mean, and just like forget that one night stand happened. So definitely check out this book. It's a new release. It came out in July from Avery Keelan, and I loved it. The next book I talked about is Hail Mary by Candy Steiner. This is one of my favorites in this series. It's second. I think it's my second favorite in the series, because our characters, not only do they have a little bit of a second chance romance, but they're forced to room together for one summer because where she's living during college has like mold and water damage from like a busted pipe. So she moves in to the football house, basically, where our main male character lives. And what the second chance is that when they were younger, they went to the same high school, but he has no idea who she is because she's grown up. She looks different. Like, she's not a 14, 15-year-old girl anymore, and he doesn't recognize her, but they used to play video games together. And so with video games, you just have voice chat. You can't really see each other. So they've chatted and gotten to know each other as friends through that. And I thought it was so interesting because I hadn't read a book like that where they like bond over gaming, because it's like a big thing now. And it's been a big thing even when I was in high school, like 12, 13 years ago. And I just found it really interesting that it's like not a second chance, but it's like they tried to have a chance and it didn't really work out because he was an asshole. And now that they're older and back together, she still harbors like that resentment. And he's just like, but I like you. I like what you stand for. I like who you are. And she's like, but you knew you could have had a chance with me. You know what I mean? I thought this one's a really fun one. It was a great way to end the series, so definitely check out this one if you haven't already. Another one I have is a photo finish by Elsie Silver. Like, this is a book that really, really rivals with some of her other books. I think it's very underrated by her. I loved the dynamic between our female character and our main male character. There's a plot twist that happens in this book that I was not expecting, and it was so great. It was so freaking good. But the reason why they are forced together is because our female character, she is a jockey. I think that's what it's called. You see her in the first book, but you don't have to know like the story or whatever. She's a jockey, so she rides horses for like races. I think that's what it is. And she's injured and she can't like walk up the stairs where her apartment is. So she moves into the house, the main house, because it has a bathroom and a bedroom on the main floor. And she moves in there to kind of recover. But Vaughn's brother Cole, who is a businessman, like very cold, broody man, is living there as well, and they're forced together that way. But there's a little bit of a plot twist. They had an online kind of thing where she would like chat with people, specifically guys. You know, she would just like make them feel better. And Cole was one of those people, but he never wanted to show his face. He never wanted to like do anything like that. So it was a very like voice chat. It was either voice chat or like texting chat. So she never really got to see who it is. So I think he figures out first that who she is, but she doesn't really know who he is. And I found it very interesting. It was a very interesting dynamic, and I very much enjoyed this book. So if you haven't read Elsie Silver's Backlist or any of the Gold Rush Ranch series, you can read them out of order. I highly suggest starting with this one. It's one of my favorites in the series. But the next one I have is The Frat Boy by Nikki Sloan. So if you're looking for a little bit shorter, a lot more spicier book, check out this one. So don't let the title like fool you into thinking like, oh, the frat boy, like, oh, it's going to be like all about sorority and fraternities and stuff like that, and they're going to be douchey. I mean, he's kind of douchey, but basically what happens is that when the sororities are having like these games or something like that, these two people, our main male character and our female character, they get suspended from their fraternity and sorority because of something that happened. They started like this big, balloon water fight type thing, mud fight. And so they're looking for a place to live, and they both answered the same ad because it's the same ad, but one was for female, one was for a male. And it's basically an adult filmmaking ad. So they both move into this house, but they absolutely hate each other. Like, this is like a definition of hate to love, and they let that aggression come out during their scenes. It was so good. I was surprised how much I enjoyed it because I usually don't like college age stuff like with frat boys and stuff like that. I just like that they're a little bit, I feel like they're just not as mature, but I loved this book. It was such an enjoyable read. It was such a fun time. But if you're looking for like spicy stuff with like some other people as well, I loved all the characters too, like the people who own it. The house was really cool too. So I highly suggest checking out this book if you're looking for a little bit more spicy. The next book I have to talk about is The Right Move by Liz Tom Ford. So this is another roommate's romance we see in Mile High. You don't have to read Mile High, but you see that Iris, which is our female character, which is Stevie's best friend, she found her boyfriend like cheating on her or something like that. So she moves in with Ryan, who is her brother. And Ryan Shea is the absolute swoon worthiest character I've read in a pretty long time. Like, he is like grumpy but also swoon worthy at the same time, and Iris is just like, I have no idea what's happening right now. And their dynamic was so sweet but also very serious and kind of emotional. Like, it's a little bit deeper of a book than you think it's gonna be. I personally really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. I love that they're kind of forced together and forced to like coexist, because at first they're like, we're just gonna coexist, like, you keep to your side, I'm gonna keep to my side, we're just gonna do our own jobs and be done with it. So Ryan Shea is a basketball player, and Iris is like doing her own thing. I forgot what her job is, but like, she doesn't go with Stevie. Like, Stevie's a flight attendant, she doesn't do that, but they're just forced together. He has his schedule, she has hers. They're just like forced to coexist, like messy versus neat. And it was just a really fun time because it turns into kind of like a friendship where they're there for each other and they can talk to each other, and then turns into a relationship, and I liked it a lot. And the last book I would talk about is Final Offer by Lauren Asher. So you could technically read Terms and Conditions, which is the second book as a forced proximity, but I like this book more. This one is definitely a second chance. It is very thick. It has a lot of triggers for kind of like alcohol addiction, drug addiction, like past, and then like addiction issues still dealing with now. But our main male character, Cal, he goes to this like house his grandfather left him, and he finds out that the woman that he had a thing with, not woman, like she was like the love of his life, lives there, and his grandfather let her. And she has a daughter. Is this my daughter? And stuff like that. Like, he has a huge shock that comes up. Like, when he goes into that house, he just has a huge shock. So it's like second chance, but he's forced to stay there because like one of the like agreements with when his grandfather passed away, each brother has to like do something that's in the will to get their inheritance, and his is that he has to stay at this house for the summer and then either like sell it. I think there's like certain conditions surrounding it. So He literally like can't leave this house. It's like in the contract or in the will that his grandfather left him that he has to stay there. I think it's because the grandfather knew that they had a thing previously and he kind of wanted them to get back together. So yeah, it's just very interesting to see Cal, see our female character, see how he handles his addiction and see how she handles it as well, because it's not easy being and staying and being around someone that has that. So I thought this was a really beautiful book and I really enjoyed the read. Highly suggest this one. Those are all the romances I have for forced proximity recommendations. I really hope you pick one up. Let me know in the comments if you're going to pick one up. But once again, I want to thank the sponsor, which is Melanie Harlow. I hope you guys pick up Hideaway Heart. Like I said, it just released this past week and it is relatively short, small town, all the goodness, forced proximity, celebrity and bodyguard, opposites attract, all of those good things. And you know there's going to be lots of tension. Yeah, Melanie Harlow just writes that so well. So thank you so much, Melanie Harlow, for sponsoring this video. Leave me some cherry emojis. I don't know, because Melanie Harlow's series is called Cherry Tree Harbor, and I was looking at the cherries that are on the back. So leave me some cherries. But thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe for more content from me. As always, I hope you're living a novel life, and I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.